Hello guys, welcome to this Java tutorial for beginners. In today's video, we will talk about instance initializer block in Java and also understand the difference between instance block and static block in Java. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, let us understand instance block with the help of the example. So here in this program, what I have done is, in our class A, we have this variable, I, and I have just declared the variable I. And below that, inside this parentheses or block, what I have done is I have written two statements. First is your print statement, and in the next statement, what I do is I assign the value to our variable I, right? And in our main method, I simply call the, the variable I using the reference of our class A, right? So let me run this program first. Now let us execute the program. So let me run this. So we have two lines of output inside instance block, and below that we have the 23 as the output. Now let us look at the syntax of instance initializer block. So your instance block just contains the block and within which we write our statements. And you must note one thing, that our instance block does not contain any name, unlike our static block or methods, right? And it is written directly inside the class, right? And the main purpose of our instance block is to initialize our variable, right? So we have seen, in our previous examples that we can initialize our variables directly in the same line where we declare the variable, right? So this is another way to initialize our variable, right? Second thing that you need to know about our instance block is that our class can contain multiple instance blocks, right? So we can have multiple blocks inside the class. So the program will follow top-down approach. That is, this instance block will be executed. So we'll have the output inside instance block, then we have the output as inside instance block 2, and finally the variable, that is 24, right? So let me run this program once again. So let me compile and execute the program, and as you see, we have the same output inside instance block, below that we have inside instance block 2, and finally the output 24. Next thing what you need to remember for now is that our instance initializer block runs or executes before the constructor, right? And we will look at this concept once again once we talk about the constructors in detail, right? For now, just remember that your instance block executes before the constructor, right? Now let us look at the difference between instance block and static block in Java. Now in our program, what I have done is I have added this static block, and inside the static block I have these two statements. Inside static block to be printed, and below that I assign the value of 28 to my static variable s, right? And also I have done one changes in the instance block. So in our first instance block, what I have done is I have modified the value of our static variable to 25, right? And in our main method, I will print the variables I and s respectively, right? So let us see how the program executes. Now let us compile and execute the program. So let me run it. And as you see, we have the output as inside static block. Below that we have inside instance block. After that we have inside instance block 2, then 24 and 25 respectively, right? And you must note one thing, that even though our static block is written at the bottom of the class, still it is printed first, right? So first thing you must remember is that your static block is executed before the instance block, irrespective of its position in the class, right? So even though it is stated below the instance block, then also our static block executed first. So that's the reason you had this output inside in static block, right? Then we had the statements inside instance block and inside instance block 2, right? Next thing you need to remember is that your instance block can access the static variable, but vice versa is not possible, right? So that is, you cannot access the instance variable from the static block. If I try to do so, I'll get the compilation error. And one final thing and the most important thing that you need to remember is that your static block is executed only once for each class, while your instance block is executed every time a new object is created, right? So let me run this program and we will understand this right now. So now let me compile and execute the program. And as you see, we just have, inside static block printed once, and our instance block are printed twice every time our new object is created. So we have the statement inside static block, below that we have inside instance block, then again inside instance block 2, 24, 25, and again for the second object. So for our second object, this statement is not printed because our static block is executed only once for each class. All right. So that is it for the today's video. And don't forget to subscribe for more Java programming videos like this. And I will see you until next time.